Okay, we have version 4 milestone hit here, and long-awaited FTP access to pretty much everything, so it's a fantastic release. So we'll get stuck in. The first one is a WYSIWYG addition for image padding. So if we're in the WYSIWYG, select an image, and we've got this new padding option. So we can say put in 100 padding on the top, and we can see the padding is there. So some more layout options for the end user, which is always good. Then coming down, we've got our FTP access. So there's quite a few. I think there's about 7 new areas that we have access to for FTP. So the first one here is content templates. So located in the same place as the pages are currently, so in the content folder, and then we have content templates. So setting up the file name will determine the template name. I sort of highlighted here, and if you use any incorrect symbols that the FTP won't support, remove those basically from the file name. So we have the ability to create files via FTP. We can delete the template files, obviously update the content of that file, and we can also rename the content template. And if you rename it, it's just renaming the file. I think the actual name of the template remains the same, so that any linking to that template doesn't get affected by altering that in FTP. And so most of these FTP access points are the same. So we've got access to snippets now, which sort of runs through the same protocols. We have email templates through FTP, and we've got the same protocols there as well. It's just a few differences in some of them, so I'll run through each one quickly. Okay, and we also have the module layouts via FTP, which is a good one. I was playing around with this a little bit, so I'll just do a little demo on this part. Basically the same as the templates and snippets. So I'll jump into my FTP client. Let's just go back a step. So you can see here in the content folder, we've got all these additional folders now. We used to only have pages, so we now have all access to all these other areas. So under module layouts, you can see all the modules here as well. I created a custom module called example, so that's here as well. Go into here, we can see our detail list, our detail layout, and our list layout. So let's go to the custom module in the admin, to layouts. Okay, so we've got our detail and list. And you'll notice there's an underscore detail, underscore list, which hints at the idea that this is how you would define a list or a detail view. In the release notes here, it says create file, create module layout as list layout. So it indicates that that's the default, but in playing around, I was able to just add that, the underscore detail underscore list, and that did create the ones here. So I might just do that now, see if it still works. So we'll create a new file, and we'll call it detail2.html, sorry, with an underscore detail. Okay, and I'll create a list too while I'm at it. But the list I'm just going to call list2.html. I'm not going to put the underscore list, see what happens. Okay, and we can see that the detail2 has been created and list2 has been created, both as details and lists. The only thing I did see is that it does append the underscore detail to the name, which isn't ideal, but not a big issue. You can come in and just edit that out. But it does enable you to basically tell the system whether it's a detail or a list view. Now also, if you delete them from here or rename them, it synchronizes that with FTP as well. I did have a few little issues with, I think, any layouts that I created in the admin sometimes had a permissions issue, trying to delete those from FTP. But otherwise it was working pretty well. Okay, so that's the same. So we also have access to the forms layout, which is really awesome. We didn't have that in BC. So that's going to create some good workflows in just being able to create and update forms a lot quicker. So all the same sort of properties there. We can delete, update, and rename. And then we get to the system pages. So these are a little bit different, system pages and system emails. So obviously we can't create our own system pages and system emails or delete them from the admin. So likewise, we can't do that via FTP either. So it's just saying no action for create, delete, or rename. You can't rename them either. But obviously you can update the content of the file. So yeah, we have access to them, but yeah, you can't mess up the system by removing them or creating new ones. So that's for system emails as well. Then we have workflow emails. So likewise with any of the others, we can create, delete, update, and rename them. So yeah, that's really awesome. It's going to make migrations a lot easier, obviously, and just working with the sites a lot easier if your workflow involves FTP. So definitely the highlight of this release. Then we've got a new beta features flagging area. So up under the little gear icon here, we have beta features. So obviously the Treepl team are going to be introducing rolling out some features while in beta mode for testing. So they'll appear here. Strangely, when I go here, the use new duplicate beta feature is already ticked. So I'm not sure how that works. Whether that's enabled or not, I'm not sure. But that'll be interesting to see what comes in here to start playing with. Then we have the default cookie lifetime for when you're logged into a secure zone. It's been increased from 30 minutes to 24 hours. In the admin, they were using some hash values in the URL to get around. So they've optimized that, and which flows on to being able to come back to the page you're at when you get logged out. So once you log back in again, it'll take you back to the admin page you're at rather than back to the dashboard, which is really annoying. So that's good, that's fixed. And then this is a really interesting one here. Bit of a surprise to see this now, but yeah, really looking forward to this actually. It's liquid engine refactoring, so still in alpha, and they're refining the liquid parsing process. So apparently it's a little bit faster, can be a little bit faster with this method, and also the sort of the scope of how the liquid is parsed is from the template down to the page rather than the page first. So that will be the same as how BC was. So we could set, this will give us the ability to set global liquid variables and collections sort of in the template and have those available in all those pages. At the moment, we can't do that. So yeah, really looking forward to how that progresses. And yeah, just a note here that I think that I saw somewhere it's disabled by default. There's no option to turn it on. You just have to request that if you for any of your trial sites if you want to play around with that. And then lastly, there's just one bug fix, which I sort of see as more of a feature enhancement. But anyway, is when an event price is 0, but you still want to take a payment through the form. This is how I'm reading this. That the module will then now accept that and put that value, put the payment value against the event price. If you have the amount field in the form rather than the the event price field. So I guess this allows you to have like override the price of an event, or set an event as no price but have different conditions that may change the price of the event per user. So that allows a lot more flexibility there with payments. Okay, so that's version 4. So yeah, FTP access. Awesome.